How you doing? This is the real AR, also known as Armando. Can the Warriors win without Steph Curry? Right? The offensive woes that continue to plague Boston in the fourth quarter. Thunder. We have to talk about that Thunder defense against the Joker, Ant's legacy, Anthony Edwards' legacy. What would it do if he can knock the Warriors out of the playoffs? That would be two legends that he would knock out of playoffs this year. Right? So win or lose, what does that do to his legacy? We also will be talking about the Kevin Gates and LeBron incident. If heaven offer rides, Lord, order me a lift. I'm just trying to be in your presence since you blessed me with this gift. All of my friends dead and gone, no time to right their wrongs. Heaven must. Let's just recap the games that happened last night. Great games. Great games. Cavaliers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for realizing that you can play basketball. Thank you. Right? Kenny Atkins did something that he should have been done a long time ago. Keep the starters in. You playing like this the regular season. I don't understand why you subbing and taking your starters out. Yeah, you got a comfortable lead. This is the playoffs. You got to play like there's no tomorrow. Every single game you got to play it like it's your last. So when you out there coaching, you got to coach like it's your last game. From you coming from San Antonio and from you coming from the Warriors franchise, you should know how to coach championship basketball. That should be a given, right? Sometimes the players get a lot of the smoke when another team is coming back. Sometimes it's the coach. Sometimes it's just about coaching, right? Let's just say that you got those jitters out the way. You got one down, 3 more games to go. Donovan Mitchell. Way to ball out, my brother. I said you had to get 50. You got 43. But we're going to talk about that. Because you definitely could have got to 50. Missed a step back 3. Missed 2 free throws. Missed the layup. It's 50 right there, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. What matters is you got the W. Garland, thank you for toughing it out. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, it took you the 3rd game to realize that your team needed you, but to each his own. Right? Mobley, thank you for playing. Appreciate it. Now, last night's game showed you that you needed Mobley. You needed Garland. Garland gave you 10 points, but what it allowed you to do is get another ball handler on the court. So now you're not wearing down Donovan Mitchell, and now he's not trying to be the primary scorer and the primary ball handler. You needed Garland out there. Mobley, you needed his 18 points. You needed him. You needed the 18 points. You needed all 13 rebounds that he had given you. Strus, 20 points. Allen, 19 points. So you had a lot of key players stepping up. The second game I said Mitchell had to get for 50. He had 48. Lost by 1 point. I mean, if my math is correct, if you got 50, then you would have won by 1. So, but Cleveland, you got to put it all on the table now. great job last night. So basically, Indy, they gave you nothing from the starters. You had a quiet 18 from Siakam. You had a quiet 15 from Turner. Holly, he only had 4 points. So your leading scorers that really gave you a spark was McConnell. He gave you 12 off the bench, and Mathurin was your leading scorer off the bench was 23. So your production mostly came from the bench. If you like the content that you hear, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to like. Please share our content. That's the only way we can grow. What are you waiting for? Hit that button. I don't know if that magic is running out, but you have 2 games now. You have 2 games to win. Cleveland's tasting blood now. You have to finish the business. You have to finish your business. You have to find a way to win one at home. You have to find a way. Because if Cleveland wins tomorrow, the series is over. You're not beating them back in Cleveland. You want to go back to Cleveland, you up 3-1. But we can forget all about the regular season numbers when Cleveland lost 1-3 against Indiana for the regular season. This is playoffs. Different ball game. Different ball game. Different. So, Thunder. You folded at the end. You had that game under control. You had the game fully under control. So, first of all, you're doing a great job against Jokic this series. Besides that 42-point game that he had the first game, you've been holding him in check. You've been doing what you're supposed to do. But you can't let the others get off. You can't let the others get off. Right? So you stop Joker, right? First game he had 42 points. In the season, he averages around 27 points, 13 rebounds, and 9 assists against you. So for the last 2 games in the playoffs, you've been holding him to around 18, 19 points a game. 12 rebounds and only 6 assists a game. So you've been doing your job. That's about an 8 or 9 point difference between what he normally averages. Right? He's shooting now 14 for 41 from the field. It's 34%. 34% for somebody that likes to play basketball inside the paint. You're holding him down to 34%. So you're doing a job there. But it's the others that you're allowing to keep them into the ball games. Even look at last night. Joker had 26 field goal attempts, and 11 of them was three-pointers. So if you forcing him to play behind the arc, you're doing more than your job. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to like. Please share our content. You're exceeding expectations. Last night, Joker went 0 for 11 from the three-point line. Yes, 0 from 11 from the three-point line. You'll think you'll win that game, but you just folded at the end. That's it. That's it. Normally, those are games you have to win. If you want to take that next step, MVPs don't lose the games like that. So not only did Jokic struggle, Shea, struggled as well. He was a shell of himself. Missed a lot of shots. Turning the ball over. Even at the end. Foul baiting. Trying to draw a foul. Just get a good shot. You win that game. You lose that possession. They come down and hit a three and tie the game up. So far what I'm seeing is when the Thunder win by 20 plus points. And when the Nuggets win, they're only winning by a margin of 6 to 7 points. So with the Nuggets, if the game is close, they go win that game. So I guess that's the biggest indicator. If you're watching the game, if you're a fan, if you're watching the game, and you notice the fourth quarter, the clutch minutes as they call, and you notice the game is close, history is on side of Denver. But if the game is out of hand, you can just might as well turn the channel, watch Netflix, watch your Prime, go get your pizza, go get the kids, get comfortable, tune into something else, because it's over. So good series so far. Good series so far. Don't forget to let me know what you think about the games that's going on so far. Right? Let us know what games you want to do live reactions out of. Right? We'll tune in live. And you can watch real reactions. Leave in the comments. Leave in the chat. We can go back and forth all day. I got time. I got time today. I want all the smoke. Not some of it. Not a little of it. I want all the smoke. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to comment. We on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Guess how we can get there? By your help. Last night, I feel like it's deja vu. Like, just watching the Boston game, I just almost feel like when we was watching Boston, right? I feel like it's deja vu. I feel like I'm reliving the same thing over and over and over and over again. The person that I said was the most important person is the person that let us down. And that's Tatum. If you want to be that elite person, if you want to be that new face of the NBA, if you want to be the talk of the town, you have to play better. You just have to play better. Like, 2 games, you allow for New York to come back. Elite players don't let that happen. Just don't. Good teams find a way to win those games. That's the mark of a good team to me. And that's the difference between an okay team, a good team, and a championship team. Okay teams, they're going to always compete. Always going to play hard. But then they just won't have enough to go across that finish line. Good teams, they would just beat up on the teams that they should beat, and they will compete against the teams that's above 500. Those are good teams. Those elite championship teams, they blow off the teams that shouldn't even be in the same gym with them. The teams that's above 500, they beat those teams still. And when the game is on the line, when they got a 20-point lead, they don't look back at all. Right now, I'm not seeing that Boston pedigree. I'm not seeing that Boston championship pedigree. I'm not. If you like the content that you hear, don't forget to subscribe. Jalen Brunson has looked like the best player on the court. So the woes continue for Boston. The fourth quarter woes. They look good for 3 quarters. In that fourth quarter, they just fall apart. And I don't see anybody saying, you know what, tonight we're just not hitting jumpers. Let's just start attacking. Nobody. Even last night, even the last game, what happened? Turn around, fadeaway jump shot versus getting downhill, trying to get down to the rim. So, is this one of the biggest collapse that you ever seen? Or is New York really that good? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Is it more Boston losing these games? Or is New York really that good? What do you think? To me, I think it's some of both. Or maybe Boston is just not taking New York seriously. Anthony Edwards' legacy. So, after you come out, you beat KD, who's your idol, who you look up to. Last year, you took him out the playoffs. This year, another one of your idols, LeBron James. You take care of business. Now, you against the chef. Now you're playing against Steph Curry. So what does that do to Anthony Edwards' legacy?
What are you looking forward to most of this upcoming season?
Definitely going back to the playoffs and going further in the playoffs to go versus the Warriors. I want to play the Warriors. I want to get to the Warriors. Wherever they at, I want to get to them.
Gotcha. Why the Warriors so much?
I mean, because Draymond talks so much trash. That's pretty much the only reason.
That's the kind of confidence he has, the charisma. I watched.
If he knocked all 3 out the playoffs, can you name another player that has knocked KD out the playoffs, LeBron out the playoffs, and Steph Curry out the playoffs? Can you name another player that has done that? Leave it in the comments, because I watch a lot of basketball. I'm a historian, all that good stuff. I can't remember the last time somebody knocked KD, LeBron, and Steph out of the playoffs. So what does that do to Anthony Edwards' legacy if he's able to accomplish that? What does it do to Anthony Edwards' legacy if the Warriors find a way to win without Steph? Is that a kink in his armor? What does that do to his legacy if he loses a series without one of the best players on the other team? So, can the Warriors win without Steph? I believe they can. Steph, you don't have Steph. We get it. Steve Kerr, Terry Stotts, the offensive-minded coaches that's over there. You have to come up with a new scheme because you don't have Steph. You have to be able to cater to the players that you have. Use their strengths to your advantages. Jackson, tonight, you have to start him. The game cannot go into the upper hundreds. It cannot. You got to keep the low-scoring game. You don't have the team to run up and down with Minnesota. You don't. You don't have the personnel right now. Playing 14 guys is not going to work tonight. You got to play desperate. You got to play like tonight is game 7. You can't allow for Minnesota to come into the chase and win. Tonight is a must win. Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Buckets as they call you, you have to come out and be aggressive. You have to shoot more than 13 shots. And while we at it, can we all just bow our heads? Lord, please allow Draymond Green to keep his cool tonight. I know he mean good, Lord. We know his heart is in the right place, Lord. We know he's out there doing dark skin things. We see the dark skin energy. Please help him become one with the game. Amen. Sorry. Lord, I just got one more request. Can we allow Moses Moody to find his jump shot, Lord? Somehow he lost it. I feel like Moses Moody was on Space Jam and somebody took the ball and his jump shot just went away. Maybe one of the Monstars got his jumper because I don't know what happened to him. It just kind of just disappeared a little bit. We know Minnesota is going to be aggressive. We know Minnesota is going to come out and try to steal this game. Warriors, you can't get yourself down a large deficit and expect to fight back. It's best if you play with the lead. Jimmy Butler. One game, brother. Just one game. I need one game. And tonight has to be that night. It has to be that night. So, interesting stats. When Steph Curry isn't in the lineup on the floor, they averaged 93 points per 100 possessions. Right? When Steph Curry is in the lineup, they average 116 points per possession. Without Jimmy and Steph, that goes down to 83 points per possession. So Jimmy, you have to step up. So far, while getting guarded by Julius Randle, Daniels, and Anthony Edwards, Jimmy Butler, you're shooting only 13% from the field. That's 2 from 15. It's not going to get it done. It's not. For the series, you're shooting 39% from the field, Jimmy. It's not going to get it done. Last game, the Warriors shot 28% from the three-point line. Definitely not going to get it done. If you like the content that you hear, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to like. Please share our content. That's the only way we can grow. What are you waiting for? Hit that button. Jimmy Butler, you have to at least give 30, 35 points. Just being honest, 30, 35 points. We need at least 20 from Kuminga. We need at least 20 from Hill. Right? So if we get 20 from Hill, 35 from Jimmy, that's 55 already. 55. You're more than on your way to 100. We get another 20 from Kuminga, that's 75. We're a third of the way there. And hopefully, Draymond can give us around 10 to 12. So that's how you do it. Before we go, so let's just address this Kevin Gates and LeBron situation. Let's just address it, right? Ain't nowhere to tiptoe around it. Might as well address it. So Kevin Gates came out and said this.
this how the conversation came up. We were just looking at like couples and people in the league. And we was talking about how LeBron do the little handshake with Savannah.
Right.
And then I was like, maybe I noticed shit that people don't notice. But I'm like, they was like talking about, what if you had LeBron money? I'm like, man, he one of the greatest players to ever play the game.
Right.
But I wouldn't want to trade places with him. And they was like, why not? Why you wouldn't want to play with him? I say, because I don't like the way Savannah look at LeBron. I like the way them white women look at LeBron. Like when soon as he walk out there, they just be like, oh.
So what do you feel about those comments? Do you feel if it was disrespectful? Or you think he got a point? I think what he's trying to say is he see Savannah a lot and she don't look at her husband, I guess, with the lust that she should. She don't look at him like, yeah, that's my man. Yeah, that's my husband. I want him. He's still attractive. He pretty much said, like, she's just going with the flow. I mean, I guess to be another man and call out another man's wife publicly, I guess that's a touchy subject. Pause. I guess that's a gray area that's tough. But he's basically saying the other women look at your husband the way that you should be looking at him. The delivery, the approach might have been a little off. But he's saying from his observation, every time he's around LeBron and Savannah, every time he see them on TV, every time he goes to the game and he see them together, she don't look at him the same way other women look at him. And for him, that's a problem. Because if that's someone that you're married to, you're spending the rest of your life with, someone that you came through the trenches with, that used to be looking at one another that way. So let me know how y'all took it, because maybe it's just me, maybe it's the way that I interpret it, right? So that wasn't even the worst part. So LeBron supposedly felt some type of way, but never came out publicly and said how he felt about it. Savannah was the one that was trying to clap back at it, which is another problem in itself, right? Because as a man, if you felt some type of way about another man, then you approach that man. Right? And Kevin Gates, being the boss that he is, live and die by his comments. And when they came out and said LeBron had a problem with what he said, this is Kevin Gates right here. Yes, my friends, that's correct. He pulled up. That's the true definition of pulling up. Front row seat. Chilling. With his girl. You should see how she looking at him? Front row seat at the Lakers game. Like, I wish you would. Wish you would. You got problems with me, I'm right here. I'm right here. I got 2 phones. You want all the smoke. Because he got 2 phones. He ain't worried. See, and that's the crazy thing about it, right? Bron doing all this stuff and everything like that. But this goes back to something that happened at the Lakers arena a few months ago. So when Stephen A. Smith just came out and said he don't think Bronny James is ready for the NBA, and the reason why all the pressure is on Bronny is because LeBron put that pressure on him because that's his son. And LeBron came out and said, nah, I ain't put no pressure on him. How you did it? Because your agent, which is his agent, told teams not to draft Bronny. Because if you draft Bronny, he ain't playing. LeBron would not sign a contract until Bronny got drafted to the Lakers. He said, wherever Bronny go, that's where I go. How you not holding teams hostage? Tell me that. Because if Bronny was any other player, he wouldn't be where he at right now. Or Stephen A. Smith said he should have just spent another year in college. That's it. Let him develop. Just let him develop his game. Not saying that he won't be a pro, but right now, the best thing for him to is sit in a G League. You don't know why? Because he can play real basketball. Like, what good is him playing maybe once every 4 days, 5 days, maybe not even that, but he only getting in for 2 and 3 minutes? How is that good for his development? That's all Stephen A. Smith said. And then for LeBron to want to roll up on Stephen A. Smith like this, you don't think that's a punk move? I'ma say it. You don't think that's a punk move? See, the problem with people is everybody a gangster until a real gangster walk in the room. Then all of a sudden they... Stephen A. Smith is what? 6'2", 6'1", 180, 190 pounds at best. LeBron, you what, 6'8", 200 something pounds. It's easy for you at the game with Stephen A. Smith there to approach him and come in his face and find the cameras and be real tough. Because he criticized your son. But when you get Kevin Gates, tattoos, teardrops, golds in his mouth, talking about your wife, which should be sacred, which should be a really approach where you should just be like, look, bro, man, you got to have a conversation. You did none of that. You avoided him at all costs. You act like he wasn't even there. And he's pulled up to the game, feet, legs crossed, everything sitting there, hands folded like, I wish you would. Wish you would. Where was all this at? You ain't even shoot a 3 on that side. Because you ain't want him to pull up one of them 2 phones. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in to the 414 Morning Podcast. My prediction for tonight is the Warriors. And that's it. Because I refuse to give a prediction for the next game because they keep pissing me off. It's been real. 414. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tune in for the 414 Hookah Lounge with Drea and Daryl. Episodes coming Monday. Mama got sick, it ain't nothing I can do about it. Praying for her health, so I can knock the flu about it. Time heals, that's some shit I'm really doubting. Trust your grand before I can stand.